Logan with Let's Talk Ruckus here. Today we're going to be talking about loneliness or being alone. I kind of mentioned it, I feel like, through other videos or audio episodes. But I guess it's going to be more of a direct focus on this. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know the feeling of being alone. The darkness, I guess, that can seem enticing. Just being alone and not having to do anything, and or being depressed of our situations, or just anything that can cause us to want to be alone. I mean, I don't know. I'd rather be alone than be lonely with people and still feel lonely. If that makes sense, I'd rather not be with people and feel alone. I'd rather just be alone and feel better. When I live by myself, I feel better than I am when I'm with certain people. And it's like a sad truth, I guess. I mean, I don't know, but it's just how it is, I guess. At least for me. And I don't mean it harshly towards people. It's just sometimes I don't know. When you talk to people and they can't even have a conversation, or when you talk to people and they can only give you 20% towards a relationship, when you give 100, it's draining. I personally know that. I always give 100 in my relationships. If my phone goes off right now, well, actually, speaking of my phone, I'm gonna mute it. But if my phone goes off, say I get a text, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna answer that person. I'm not gonna wait an hour or 2 hours to answer. So if I see your text, I'm gonna answer before I forget. And if I don't answer, it's because I saw it and then I did forget. That's why I try to answer as soon as I can. But that's just what's frustrating, is because I use that as an example because I give 100. If I really want to talk to you and we're close, I'm gonna respond to you. I'm not gonna make you wait. I just find that rude, and a lot of people can't even do that. Or when you're talking to people and they can't even give you a full conversation. If I say, "Hey, how you doing?" I expect good. How are you? And then I would say good, and then we go off from there. But when I say, "Hey, how are you?" and I just get "All right," or well, "I'm fine." How am I supposed to respond to that? Like, are you really fine? Is my question. That's what makes me think. But I don't think people really get understand that. I just tried conversation starters, and I always felt it's my fault. Well, maybe I'm just not good at conversations or social aspect. I think it's other people. I try hard. In my other episodes, I mentioned I have high functioning autism. I do. And it took me a long time to learn social aspects. So I might tick while I do this. It's just a little bit of nervousness. Even though I'm recording it in my house, so it's not that bad. But again, I teach during the day, so it's I kind of got used to it. I kind of push myself out of my comfort zone a lot, which is scary. But in reality, it's not really scary because it's life. I have to talk. I have to teach. I can't be in a corner when I was a kid and fidgeting and stuff. It's just I don't know. It took a lot of work. I had to reprogram my whole head, and there's some struggles I'm finally getting over with. I'm finally able to joke around in life and be happy. Sorry if I keep leaning down. My dog's laying on my feet, bro. But yeah, I'm finally at that point where I don't really care what others think, in a good way. Who cares? So they're gonna judge you if you do good or bad. And that's life. It's just how it is. You do something good, someone's gonna be and if you do something bad, someone's gonna be it's just someone. My point is, someone always has something to say, whatever you do in life, because people think they have an opinion, which everyone has an opinion. That's not what I mean. Everyone thinks they have an opinion on other people. Let me say that. Why do you care what I do in my life? It's my life, and if I make mistakes, then I learn from it. But I have to make mistakes. I have to mess up. That's the point of living. Mess up, learn from it, keep going. And it's just, all this just ties into being alone, because I'd rather do all this, but I'd rather struggle and be alone than with people and feel lonely. And it's just, I don't know. I don't want to keep wasting my energy on people I can't even get time back. you know. And then it's like you actually do get people that want to like hang out with you and see you, and it's just like now I live by myself. I work like 2 jobs and do a podcast. It's like I'm trying to like do a lot in my life, and it's like I even like stress myself out more because it's like I expect more of myself, but it's like I think I'm like this like lazy person. I'm really not though. I go to the gym, I work hard, and you know, can I probably do better? Probably. Everyone probably can do a little bit better, but you know, I'm just trying like another person just trying to survive in life, and honestly, I'm probably my worst critic, which like kind of is just like annoying to myself, but you know, that's something else I try to get better on, and I I don't know. It's like kind of hard to like talk about. It's like I don't know. I expect better of myself. Um, you know, I wish I was in like better situations, and you know, it's up to me. And you know, I have dreams, and you know, my biggest goal, probably selfishly, is just like to own a house. I think that's everyone's goal. It's just like prices nowadays. And I don't mean to like be that. Oh, I don't mean to like be that person that like be like, oh, prices. But it's just like it's like being by yourself is like ridiculous. You know, and I don't have anyone I can like really stay with. Um, you know, and so I just gotta work hard anyway. But you know, and I have a dog to take care of, so that's like another stress. So it's just like I'm always just pushing myself to do better, work harder, and you know. And then people are like, "Well, let's hang out, let's do this day," and it's like every day that you guys ask me to hang out, it's today I need to work. It's like you guys don't ask me on the days I am free, and it's just like being an adult. It's like hard because this. Then people like make you feel bad too. And they're like, "Well, I just want you to hang out. I just want to see you." And it's like, yeah, I want to see you too, and I want to like hang out with you, but it's just like it's hard to find the time. Like, call me, text me, and we can always call, play a video game. But like they have that like person and on person like contact. Like that's hard. Like this nowadays. Like I have free days, and like I feel like I always get people like, "Hey, well I'm free this day," and they're like, "So like, do you even like really want to hang out?" Is what I'm saying. And you know, again, that's why I just rather be by myself. If it's more peaceful, it is to just live by yourself. I don't have to stress out about trying to like meet with people, and you know, I guess it's like sad in like a certain aspect, but it's really like not. It's just I just always get it's just like annoying, and I don't know. Like I love seeing certain people, and it's just I'm just like I always like thought it was me, but like I'm just learning like to cut people out, and it's hard because I always just try to be a nice person and like try to make everyone happy, but in like life you can't. Like I'm tired of just being used. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna just sit here and then use me and be like, well, hey, I just wanted to see you. I just wanted to hang out. But it's just like, well, okay, I'm free Tuesday. And they're like, well, I had to do this Tuesday. I'm like, okay, well, then I can't hang out. And they're like, well, what about this day? And I'm like, I know, I gotta work. And they're like, oh, well, yeah, but you can just work this day. And I'm like, no, I need to work the day I need to work. You know, I mean, I do like DoorDash as like a second job, and I know like DoorDash is like a stupid job, but you know, it's just like for extra money. But it's just like, well, I need to do Fridays because Fridays are like busy. So it's just like, but like I don't even know. Like I'm looking like for a second job too. Like I'm debating it. I don't know. But that's like a whole nother discussion. Because like DoorDash is like it's just like unpredictable, and I don't like the I mean, I don't know if that's my autism. I just don't like. I think that's just like a human being thing. I just don't like the unpredictableness. You know, like I just like to know my like set schedule, and then I can be like, all right, well, I'm gonna make this amount of money each week, and then I can plan off it like mathematically. And you know, I get that probably is like my autism, but like who cares? I mean, that's like a good part, you know. And like with like DoorDash, you just don't really like. You might not make enough money that you need to, and then like that's like what's stressing me out. And then it's a waste of gas too, because you're driving miles. Then it puts more miles on your car. So it's like I don't know. I probably needed like a second job. But anyway, that's not. It's like going off the topic a little bit, but that's like my little rant. I'm like just stressed out about that currently, so it's just like on my head. But I don't know. What really just annoys me is just like when people make you feel bad, like for not hanging out, and like it's not that I try to like blow people off, but it's just like if I'm not free, I'm not free, and I have a lisp, so don't make fun of me. Um, but no, if I'm not free, I'm not free, and you know, if I say, hey, I can't do Friday, can't do Friday. It's not you keep texting me and be like, well, you can come on, and no, I can't. Saying no. That just makes me not want to hang out with you, to be honest. Like if you keep pushing and you're like, oh no, you can do this, and I'm saying no, I kind of just want to be home with my dog. Just kind of want to be home with my dog and play my guitar or something, or make a podcast or work on my podcast or something. Like I'm just trying to do something with my life and not be some dude that works a 9 to 5 making minimum wage and struggling. I want to make a difference and help people and actually do something. I don't really like care about money. That's not like the aspect. I mean, like I do care like money on like the human standpoint of it, but that's like about it. Like if I had like I don't know, like that's like another again a different topic, but just like my point is like I rather just like make a difference and actually do something. There's so many people that like struggle and like so many people just sit and be like, yeah, well that's sad, and then they go back to doom scrolling. Like no, get off your butt, actually do something. It's up to us to actually help other people. And people are like, well, no, it's not. It literally is. It's our job as a human being to help other human beings because nobody else is going to do it. Um, be humble, be grateful, and stop being, uh, what's the word? Egotistical? No, I don't know. That's a big word. Like, stop being, like, full of it, I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, you're not, I don't want to be mean, but you're not special. We're all sinners and dirty human beings, and newsflash, we all make mistakes. So, for you having money or being somebody and you're like, oh, well, it's not my job for taxes to pay for this or do this and that, kind of it is. If I'm getting taxed on something, and, I'm going off topic a little bit, but I apologize. It's just like what the podcast is about. But it kind of like goes in like like this episode because, it's me explaining like what like triggers me to want to be alone, I guess is what I'm getting at. But if I'm getting taxed on something, I'd rather be like taxed on like education. I'd rather people get good actual like education. If I'm getting taxed on something, I'd rather it be for healthcare, not for rich people's money like pockets that already has millions of dollars. No, I'd rather get taxed on maybe better roads, healthcare, or actually fair education. If I'm getting taxed on anything, or how about we feed the children we have, or why are we just letting people suffer? But anyway, that's another topic, and we'll talk about it more like deeply into another episode. That's a good episode. But anyway, yeah, it's just, but that's like what makes me want to be like alone. All of that, like I'm just trying to do something, and it's kind of just irritating, like with how certain people act. And my family, some of my family is dysfunctional. I guess I don't know, a lot of people aren't. I don't feel like a lot of people understand. But it's just like irritating, and like I'm more happier alone, and that's just weird, I guess, to me. It's like how can I be more happy alone than when I'm with people? And it's just because I don't have to deal with the stress, the ignorance, the I actually care about myself, and it makes me more happy, and then I'm with God, and I'm not really alone, and I have a dog, and he's my buddy, and I don't know, but there's a lot more people that have it harder than me, and that's for sure. For even like kids, seeing it as a teacher, it's just sad to see there's 7-year-olds that don't even have a home, and I'm like, dude, that like hurts. But like I kind of like get it, or like some kids don't even have like a good home life, and like I try not to like sound like I'm trying to say my life is harder than anybody's. Someone always has it harder, is how I try to think of it. So there's someone that's probably not going to eat today. There's a kid that's probably not going to eat today. There's a kid that's not loved. And that's just like, and there's like anyone. There's people that are not loved. There's people that are fully alone. And there's people that just don't have anybody. Or there's some people that are homeless, sleeping on a bench, sleeping on a cold concrete ground at night. And I don't know. I'm just grateful for what I do have. I have a house. well, not a house, apartment. I have a car. I have a job. And I have a dog. And, I could be far worse. And so I try not to be too harsh on myself, I'm grateful for where I am. I thank God, and I wouldn't be here without Him. And I know far people have it worse, and I'm sorry. I'm really am sorry for how some people's lives turned out. But it's up to you. You can do better. You can live better. You can be better. You can be at a different standpoint. And I know that might like sound rude to you. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just being honest. You can work hard and get out of the situation you're in. You're with an abusive boyfriend, girlfriend. Leave. And that might be like the hardest thing you ever do in life. But you gotta go. You don't ever like stay in something like that. Like I had my fair share of like toxic girlfriends, and I'm not saying I'm the most perfect boyfriend. I'm not. I could probably be nicer, better, more communicative, and I haven't had a girlfriend in years. I'm just trying to work on myself and actually like do better, but that's like a different thing. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not. I know I'm not, and I'm not gonna lie and sit here and say I was the most perfect boyfriend. But I have had my fair share of toxicness in a relationship, and like if I cut my hair too short, that would be an issue. If I wore certain clothing, that would be an issue. And, anyway, but, and it's just like ridiculous. And a lot of people go for that or even worse, where they're getting physically abused or emotionally abused. And I know the emotionally abuse of it. And I know the physical aspect of it too. I wasn't physical, but, I know how it is. And you gotta leave. It's hard. It was hard for me. And, you feel like you're just abandoning the person, and you think like, oh, you're like a piece of crap for doing it, but you're not. You're saving yourself really. And you just got to do it. You just got to do it. A lot of people have it probably worse than me in a relationship, and a lot of people like toxic now. It's like the new thing. It's like the most ridiculous thing. Like, who wants a toxic relationship? It's like stressful, stupid. Like, I'm not gonna argue with a girl if I'm going out to eat with family, or if I'm working late. Like, that's the most stupidest thing. If I want to cut my hair a certain length, it's my hair. I'm gonna cut it a certain length. If I want to wear a sweatshirt with jeans, I'm gonna wear a sweatshirt with jeans. And it's like the most stupidest thing. Like toxicity. I don't understand why it's being normalized, and we need to unnormalize it. It's not cool to be rude to your girlfriend, to be rude to your boyfriend, to judge a man on what job he has or what car he has. If he has a car, be grateful that the guy has a car. Um, and don't judge a girl on how she weighs, or how big her boobs are, or how big her butt is, or and like that might sound like stupid stuff, but like this is what we do nowadays. This is what we judge people on, and this is kind of turning into like a Vice podcast rather than being alone. But this is like it all of this like ties into like the main topic, alone, being alone, and like I have been told like I kind of like drift off from topics, but no, the whole topic is being alone. There's many different things to talk about, and again, it's just like relationships. I want to talk about that real quick. It's just like I kind of had like a whole other episode about relationships, but I didn't like really go more into depth. Like I might do that again and go more into depth about it. But it's just like, don't stay in an abusive relationship if you don't have to, and you don't have to. Even if you have a kid, take your kid and run, dude. You don't need to accept like getting hit in the face every day. Like, that's not normal. Stop thinking you're in a good relationship and leave. Or even if it's like just emotional stupid stuff. Or even if it's like not even like abuse and then your girlfriend or boyfriend is just crazy, like, dude, who wants that? Like, just live your life and be peaceful. Like, who wants to just like go home every day and just like hear how you messed up when you really didn't? Like, like I wouldn't want to go home to that. I'd rather just come home to my dog who is actually excited to see me. You know, and if I'm alone my whole life, then at least I was honest to myself. That's how I think of it. I'd rather be honest to myself and to God, and rather than coming home to a person that doesn't even want to see me. Or cheating. Cheating is like the whole another thing. Like, holy crap! The past couple years, from videos I seen. Sorry, I'm like trying to like find my camera. From videos I seen, or from what I hear people say, or just articles I read. I'm like, holy smokes. I have seen so many people cheat on their significant others. It's not even funny. It's like depressing. It's like so cool to cheat nowadays. Oh well, my boyfriend didn't do this, so I'm gonna have sex with some other dude because well he was working late and he was working hard, so I'm gonna go have sex with someone else. Or well he just didn't do this for me anymore, so it's okay. Like I want to stay with him, but I'm gonna go have sex with two other dudes. Like no, screw yourself, honestly. And I'm sorry, Jesus, but that just gets my blood boiled up. Like that's the most irritating thing to me ever. If you, and that's like the one of the worst sins I hate. Like it boils my blood because I've been cheated on, and whoo, dude, it just irritates the crap out of me. It's just like if you don't like your significant partner, just leave your partner, dude. Just leave. Like that sucks as well. But I'd rather you leave me than finding out you're having sex with two other dudes. And some people even like send videos to other people like, oh look what I'm doing. Like no, like screw yourself. Again, sorry, but ooh, that makes me so mad. Don't screw yourself. Work on yourself. How about that? You know, be a better human being. Like you should be ashamed of yourself, honestly. And again, that's why I like to be alone. I rather know I'm not gonna be hurt. And maybe like I shouldn't like push myself to be alone, but it's just like those like type of situations just make me irritated. It's sad, and even the men do it too. I'm not saying it's just women. It's all of us, dude. It's not just like one specific person or gender. It's just we're all stupid. I'm stupid. You're stupid. I'm Squidward. You're Squidward. No, but we're all stupid, dude. And we make the most stupidest mistakes because we're dumb. And it's saddening to see. It's embarrassing, honestly. As a human race, it's the most stupidest thing to treat on your significant other. Love is not the same as it used to be. And I'm going to be one of those persons to claim it like it is. And people are like, oh, you're talking about 1950 love. That's not real love. Men used to hit their wives in 1950. Well, yeah, and they still do. So I don't understand the whole argument on that either. And that's a whole nother thing I can get into. Don't even get me started on it. People act like after the 1950s, men just stopped hitting their wives. Or you act like wives weren't hitting their men too. Or hitting men too. Yeah. Like, hello is still a thing nowadays. You don't think physical, you just think physical, well, it's 1951, isn't it? Like, no. Hello, it's worse nowadays, actually, I feel like. Because it's just like, you have a cellular device, you can do tracking. It's like, you have all these technological things, and you can track each other, you can read messages, can call repeatedly, you can Instagram, Facebook, whatever. It's worse nowadays. And I feel like physical violence is like a lot like common. Like domestic violence is like now the way it gets called, and it's just like, dude, like holy smokes, it's even women hitting men too, or women hitting their girlfriends too. And it's just like holy smokes, this world is pooped. But it's not. I love this world, and I love every human being. And again, we all make mistakes. And, you know, like I might get like irritated and like say stupid stuff, but it's like I love everyone, and I know we all make mistakes, but it's just so frustrating to see. We can all do better as a human race. And guess what? It starts with you. You got to work on yourself. I can't work on you. If you truly want to be better and be a good human being, you need to change. You need to walk away from what you have done. Say, this is the path of my mistakes. You need to turn and go that way. And walk a different way of life. That's what I had to do. And that's what I'm still learning to do. And it's hard, I'm not going to lie. It's not easy, but every good thing is hard. That's another thing I learned in life. Every good thing is hard. Life is not supposed to be easy. You are supposed to be learning. You are supposed to be making mistakes. But if you are willingly just making stupid mistakes and sinning, stop. Like, hello, I know how it is to just sin and go to bed, like, and now thinking of it, I don't understand like how I did that, you know. And there's like probably sins I still make that I don't even like know about, but you know, every day I try to wake up better and put shoes on and go on with life, and you know, But you gotta live, and you gotta you gotta be better. I don't know. I kind of just keep saying the same thing, but I just want to emphasize it. It's like it's literally like up to you. It's you need to like redo a whole layout of your whole body, your mind, and how you want to be. What do you want to do in this life? Do you want to do good? Do you really want to do bad? Do you want to help people? Do you not want to help people? Do you just want to make a ton of money and then go? Because guess what? Newsflash, you don't get to take any of it. Everything you have in life is nothing. Think about that. No, I want that set on. Everything you have in life is nothing. This mouse, this pictures, this monitor, this camera, this microphone, this headphones, this shirt. Hey, it's nothing. When I die, none of this matters. None of this matters. None of this matters. What matters is who you are, what you do. Do you start a family? Do you do good in this life? Have you helped someone else? Have you helped yourself? Or do you just sit back and actually just make fun of people who are struggling? Do you just sit back and make fun of yourself? Or do we just make fun of someone who is overweight, or who has a lisp, or who has short hair, who is balding, who has long hair, who has a long beard, who has a weird beard? We tend to make fun of others, but we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to help each other, really. That's all life is about. Help one another, and life would be so much better. Help one another, and you might feel better. Be a light in the dark. Be a good person in a world full of bad people. Focus on yourself, and once you're good with yourself, you can be bright and help one another. And that may sound like the most stupidest thing or simplistic, but it's not. Jesus says the two commandments is to love the Lord with all your spirit, all your heart, and all your mind. And the second commandment is to love your neighbor as much as you love yourself. And that is all life is about. Love yourself. And once you love yourself, you can help other people with the love that you do have. But if you can't love yourself and you don't love yourself, how can you help someone else? You can't, because you can't even help yourself. First get right with God, and then love someone else and do good with life. And, I'm sorry if I was like everywhere on this podcast, but it's just like many things with being alone. And you don't have to be alone. And guess what? You are never alone. And that took me a long time to realize. I've been in that place, in that darkness, in that feeling. And it's scary. To hear voices just telling you you're no good, or you'll never amount to nothing, or you're just going to be homeless, or you're just going to fail, or hey, you're messing up. Hey, you should do this. Look, you're just a bum. Like even today it's happening. And I can either just like listen to those voices or think of a plan and stick to it, and I know how it's going to go because Jesus is on my side, and one step at a time. And I'm kind of just realizing that as I'm saying that, because I was just like, really stressed out before I made this podcast because I'm just life is hard, and I'm just trying to get groceries and be able to have dog food and stuff, and I'm like, it's just a little stressful. It's like not my first time living on my own, but like living on your own and then being with someone else is like completely different. And I rather just struggle, to be honest. Like even while I'm in it, it might be frustrating, but I rather be in it. I feel like it makes you grow up. And yeah, I may be tired, but guess what? At the end of the day, I have my own place. I have my own dog. I get to come home to a dog that actually wants to see me, that loves me. I have some family members I think that actually give a crap about me. And like, I don't mean like to call family out, but it's just like the honest truth. It's just like some of my family, I like to call them show people. They can't really be honest with themselves, so they're very like negative people too. So I try like to hide from that, Not hide from it, but just like I'm not gonna deal with it anymore. I dealt with it 22 years. I'm all set, And that's it. And like, just remember, you're a good human being. And I know that dark place can be so enticing. It's so much easier to be hateful and negative and see evil or do evil or be lustful. But I'm telling you, God loves you and He sees you. And you don't have to be in pain anymore. And I know you just want the pain to stop, and you just want all the negative things to stop, and you just want your mind to stop. And taking the easy way out doesn't give you anything in life. And I just want that you guys to know that. Because trust me, I have fought about the easy way. I'm not going to lie. And I know people don't want to hear about that. And they're like, oh, Logan. But yeah, it's sad, probably. But it's the truth. And I see so many people my age just end it, take their own life. And I cry. And it's just, I remember this girl. I'm trying not to tear up. I remember this girl that unfortunately took her own life, and she was my age. And man, it just made me cry. I'm tearing up right now thinking about it. But no, it's just sad. Literally, if it's like if I did it. And she was a beautiful girl, and I don't know her personal life, but sad. And I hope she rests in peace. I didn't know her at all, but I saw it on the news, and it just made me sad. I don't want to see anyone, even if they're my age or younger. A lot of younger kids do it. When I was in middle school, a kid took his own life. Middle school, 12 years old. And I still remember him to this day, and it's just, yeah, he didn't even get to high school, and we complain about our problems, yet some people can't even get it through school. So I just want that to settle, that you're never alone, and that, I'm sorry if I talk about hard topics, but they need to be talked about. And don't ever take your life, please. I'm begging. Trust me, I've looked at the other end. And when you're in that mode, and now that I'm out of it, I'm glad I didn't do it. And not many people probably knew. I don't think anyone actually knew that I probably almost did that. But hi, you now. But yeah, no. Sorry. I mean, it's just how life is. People struggle. And with my back and the pain, is just at some point in my life, it just got a little bit too much. But I'm glad that I'm here today, and God obviously has me here for a reason, and I just want to help people. I don't want anyone to ever feel what I have felt or seen, and if I can just do that with my life, then I think I completed what I wanted to do. I always thought that I wanted to be this big person and be someone, and I am someone now, and even people probably don't even know who I am. I don't have friends. I don't have people that text me. I guess I don't know. I have family, but it's just so hard to explain because if you don't see it, you guys want to understand what I'm talking about. It's just people act like they care, but they don't really care. You know what I'm saying? I have a couple people, which I'm really grateful for. I'm not gonna lie. That I think generally care about me, and that's good. But a lot of the people I know, I feel are just showing, but they don't do, and that's what really hurts. But I just want you guys to know you're all good human beings, and if you listen to this, thank you, and that I love you, and I'm glad you're here today. So please keep fighting. I know it's cliche, but you are worth it, and you are here for a purpose, and you are here for a reason, and you are okay the way you are. And if you're in a bad situation, it can always get better. Trust me. The feeling you are feeling now will not last forever. The sun has to shine again. When it rains, the sun shines eventually, right? So remember that I love you and that I believe in you. And it all starts with you, and you need to change your mind, okay? And you can do anything you amount to do. You just need to believe in yourself. And once you believe in yourself, you're unstoppable, okay? So don't ever take the easy way out, because it's much easier to die than it is to live. So I'm begging you, just live. Try it out. 20 years from now, 10 years from now, maybe even 5 years, you'll be glad you're here. I love you all, and you are all good human beings. We all make mistakes. Learn from it. And follow us on Facebook. And we don't have Instagram yet. I'm probably not going to do Instagram. We have Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And TikTok, we just post like motivational stuff. I'll post if a new episode's coming out, what we're talking about, stuff like that. And I usually post the same video on Facebook. YouTube, it's just the other video thing of this. All the same name. And Apple Podcasts we are on too, but that's only audio. And it's all the same name, same picture. So follow us. Let's talk Ruckus. And yeah, new episode every Wednesday and Sunday, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Central Time. And all right. I love you guys and have a good Sunday, okay? Bye.